Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye-ya, bye-ya, bye-ya. In a menudo style of direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content I am caking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel. We continue to go up. And we're very blessed, man. Thank you so much. I couldn't do it without you. And I'm very humbled. Now, Adam strikes again. Damn, what's Adam doing right there to his hair? He got that half top. He got that drop top. You know what I mean? Why you wanna play a hate on me? Orale, hair plug for guys. He's alright. You know, Adam did that. Shit, if you got the money, why not? Why not? Bring it back. You know, I might have to go that route if I ever get some ducats. Like, fuck it. But at the end of the day, it's not about Adam's hairline. It's about the guys he continues to bring onto his platform. Now, albeit, man, I got to commend Adam 15 on, you know, bringing individuals and letting them shine, letting them get a platform or get on a platform where they could speak their piece, tell their truths, do their thing. But they need to watch what is asked of them. Because at the end of the day, man, we all have seen several times over, there's some real tricky questions that are being asked on that platform, right? I seen a video a while back, and we're going to get to the Rico too Smoove pulling up to no jumper and all that in a minute. But I seen where Adam was asking, it was a brother, man. I'm not sure which rapper it was, or I think he was from the Detroit or Chicago area. But Adam was asking him some real tricky questions. And, you know, the topic came up about several incidences, attempted things that this guy was involved in or alleged to be involved in. And he kind of just, when Adam asked him the questions, you know, and Adam's smooth, man. He like slid the questions in. This guy kind of just looked at Adam. He had a different type of look. You know, he had a guarded look. And he got very quiet. And Adam, there was a time there and it was like, who's going to say what? Who's going to break the ice, right? And then Adam said this exactly to him. He said, because the guy wouldn't answer the question. Adam said, well played. Okay. What do you mean well played, Baboso? What do you mean well played? Why are you going to ask questions that you know this guy should not answer? And then when he doesn't, you tell him well played. It's like he tries to bring out not only the best in you, but the worst in you. And some of these questions could get people caught up, indicted, you know, snatched up off the set. It just seems to me very tricky, man, and very set up, some of these questions that he asks. You know, maybe that's just me. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just being real. You know, when you go on a social media platform, you have to know what questions you're willing to answer, what you're willing to say, because everybody's watching. You know, everybody's watching, and these interviewers with these bigger podcasts don't give a fuck about you. All they care is about the view, and whatever happens, happens. Then they'll be like, oh, you know, they'll do another clip about how you got caught up 2 weeks after the interview because you admitted guilt or fault to a question that someone like Adam or other, you know, content creators have asked. So watch what you're doing. Anyways, you know, Adam put something in motion. You know, he decided that for whatever reason, he was going to start involving or inviting alleged active Norteño rappers or Norteños to his podcast. Now, it's happened way in the past, but no one seemed to catch up on it. No one seemed to really peep it out when it happened. And I'm not going to bring up who his first guest was that was considered an active Norteño, but let's just say it wasn't Lazy Boy from San Jose. Okay, it was done way prior to that. And I don't think Adam was focusing in on that or even knew the guy's background, but I did and I do. And I seen it and I was like, oh, okay. Now, there was no gang-related questions asked. There was nothing that could get that guy caught up on that tip, validated as a street gang member or a prison gang member. So it was kind of just like whatever. They held their own. Their conversation was based upon the guys being an entrepreneur and what he had going on. So I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Of course, I thought him sitting down with Adam was kind of odd, just based on some of the things that are put out there about Adam. But again, he's not been convicted of nothing. So people feel a certain type of way about that. And then there's selective politicking. Some people don't give a shit, man. You know, they'll trip on me daily. They'll trip on other content creators daily. about their situation or their status within a gang or them not being in the greatest of standings. But when it comes to people like Adam, who have been accused of very, very heinous shit, weird shit, you know, it's all good. It's all good in the hood, man. You know, it's where the bag's at, and the bag means more, I guess, than your integrity and your morals. And that's just what it is. So anyways, a while back, Adam decided to put his hat in the ring, and he invited Lazy Boy from San Jose to his podcast. And there were some questions asked and some things said, and there was a few disses took at Southern California rappers. Basically, you know, Lazy Boy held his own, and you could see he was nervous in the video, but he did say that he felt that Southern California rappers were stealing Northern California style. Now, that's another myth that's been put out there by a whole bunch of different people to generate division. Okay, I'm not a proponent for division. I once was. When I was gangbanging, oh, divide and conquer for reals, right? And then I truly understood when I was no longer in the position of function at that level that I was functioning for reasonings that I didn't quite understand. And once I got to take a look at it, I realized, man, we were all the same side. We were all just two different sides of the coin. Same coin, though. We were all the same gente. Yeah, we got a little different style. We had a little different, you know, geographical placement. We had a few different things in our repertoire that seemed to rock a little differently. And we had different belief systems in our cause. But at the end of the day, we were all brown. We ate tortillas. We all put our fucking boots on the same way. We all laced our shit up or got laced up the same way. It was all pretty much self-explanatory what it was, man. It's just a lot of us believed in propaganda and what we were told by our older homeboys. So we didn't realize what we were getting ourselves involved in. And then when for some people, it's just too late. You know, they're already indoctrinated and it's a wrap. You know, so when he brought Lazy Boy on, Lazy Boy said what he said. And people like Lefty, Gunplay, and other Southern California rappers took offense to it and clapped back. And it went back and forth in music. It's never really touched the streets yet as far as some street activity. You know, and why would it? We're talking about Northern California rappers and Southern California rappers that are hundreds of miles away from each other, don't see each other on the daily, are not even considered real enemies on the streets, just behind the walls. So, I mean, things that were spoken on and things that were said seemed kind of envious and kind of haterish. But at the end of the day, man, people were choosing sides, and I chose not to choose sides. And they even jammed me up. I got jammed up by some youngsters that felt that I was giving the South too much respect. And then I got jammed up by a youngster from the South that felt like I was choosing sides and picking sides with the North. When at the end of the day, man, I'm always going to be what I was. I can never stop that or change that for anybody. I'm not trying to be like anyone else but myself. But I'm brown, and that's going to show. You know, I'm going to support North and South, and that's just what it is. Whether they like me or don't like me, you can't stop me from the support system that I bring, right? My platform is open to showing support to Norteños and Southsiders, period. Bulldogs as well, and they feel that in Fresno. That's why I'm beloved and respected. Now, when it comes to Adam doing this, he immediately brought on bands from Santa Rosa who he considered or he had heard was also a Northern California rapper that was a little confrontational or a little bit of controversy behind his name. But I think Bands is one of the better rappers from Northern California. Albeit he has a different style. He has that Bay Area swag flavor type style. He went up there, he spoke his piece, and he said what he said. Again, that fueled the fire. And I think that, you know, Adam doing what he does, he asks these questions and he's pushing the envelope in some ways, but he's also pushing the shit to the borderline like a Madonna song, just like his hair's getting pushed forward, right? He's trying to instigate beef or drama, whether it be on social media or in the streets, and he could give a fuck less because it doesn't really pertain to his people or it doesn't pertain to what he has going on. But he's quick to ask questions that put people in a situation where they have to answer maybe not the way they should answer. And what it does, man, is it causes tension and it causes friction. See, as a Mexican, a Chicano, we've always been the type of people, man, that are very prideful, and we feel how we feel about the other side, and there's nothing that could change that, right? But when you have people of different ethnicities and people that are in there trying to stir the pot, man, rock the boat, fuck shit up, man, you should be of an understanding and educated enough to understand what's going on there and realize, man, that you don't break yourself or shake yourself for nobody, especially someone that don't look like you or isn't you. Now, we're all men at the end of the day, and it shouldn't be a racial thing, but it becomes that. It becomes, man, where you're letting someone from a different group play you out of pocket and basically utilize you, man, to cause chaos and cause dissension and cause friction, right? Adam is one of those shit stirrers. No matter how people like to slice it, dice it, cut it up, and flip it, I'm going to tell you right now, man, the questions he asked is going to put people in bad predicaments. It's going to make you, he's going to catch you on the sound bites, and you're going to say shit you shouldn't say. So anyways, when Lazy Boy and Bands went on No Jumper, they did their thing. I thought the interviews weren't as bad as people thought they were going to be. But there was some people from Southern California that were feeling some type of way. And it's understandable, whether it be they felt the norteños were coming into their area unannounced, not checking in, or whatever. You know, they were feeling some type of way. They basically said, man, this shit ain't going to stay popping up. I know Lefty Gunplay was like, he told Adam straight up, next time that these vatos are in the area, let me know. What he was going to do, I don't know, right? But maybe he was going to pull up in his Uber van like Superman and try to do something with his back. I don't know what he was going to do, but he felt some type of way. I know Bozo expressed how he felt, and Little Weirdo and several other Southern California rappers, not all, but some, right, who feel a certain way about the norteño movement or the norteño cause, right? And there's a lot of norteño rappers that felt the same way. There was actually a song that was put together called Unity with a lot of rappers from the Sacramento area that actually had a line in it that said something about the No Jumper podcast about pulling up and basically no one doing nothing. And so that type of shit right there basically stirs the pot. It makes people from that area feel a certain way, and then it makes people from another area feel a certain way, and it's just total division. At a time when the North and South are really getting recognized in the rap game, they're really, Chicanos as a period, as a people, are getting recognized on social media and for their talents and for what they do. We're also getting recognized and made fools of by people like Adam and other content creators that constantly try to cause drama and chaos, right? So case in point, another controversial figure, Rico Too Smoove. You know, Rico Too Smoove is a good Northern California rapper. When he first came out, I was a little skeptical on his stilo, what he was going to bring to the table. But after listening to his music, I could say he has it. He's talented. He's a good rapper. And the push is behind him. The gente up north are feeling him. Now, I'm sure in Southern California, they're not feeling his stilo. They're not feeling what he's pushing out there. There's a lot of gente that don't even know who the fuck he is. There's going to be people that leave comments in my thing that are like, we don't even know that cat. That cat don't count. But that's how people in Northern California feel about people like Little Weirdo and Drummer Boy and King Little G and these other rappers. They don't know either. And the reason they don't know is no one opens their mind and is willing to listen. There's talent everywhere. We're all brown, man. We're all bringing something to the mic, and we're bringing something to the world, man, a positive energy. But no one's willing to listen because gang politics and because what they believe their homeboys would say. Now, I, myself, I'm going to tell you, when I was super duper active in the mix, I was feeling some type of way about people, but music was never an issue with me. I bumped Lighter Shade of Brown. I bumped Kid Frost. I bumped Mexican Power, right? I bumped anything that was of Mexican influence or, anything like that. That's because, and I didn't care if you were from North or South, I bumped Night Owl, and I bumped Conejo and Little One and all the high power, well, not all the high power shit, Capone, you can go ride a camel. But there was a lot of other guys that I definitely bumped from Southern California, you know, Blackie Fontana and all those different guys that I thought Stomper, that I thought had that shit. They were the shit, right? Now, a lot of my homeboys used to not give me grief, but they used to be like, damn, bro, why you show them vatos love? And I think me, a little bit more different than them, I lived around vatos from Southern California, real ones, Southsiders, that's it. Vatos that I did time with, that I respected, that I learned the history of their barrios, their get down, what it was and what it is. And I think because of that, that made me open to bumping their music and understanding. See, I understood them. I understood from a young age, being in the youth authority with these guys, that they weren't as different as people thought they were, or what we were being told up north. And I'm sure a lot of those guys that I impacted by having been around them, they felt the same type of way. You know, I became friends with some of these guys. I became very respected by them, and I respected the shit out of them. To this day, nothing stops or changes. I think that's why I was willing to, when I first came on YouTube, people understood, you know, what it was with me, and a lot of people were shocked how much I knew about the Smoove and the get down. And it wasn't that I was trying to put shit out there and disrespect. At the end of the day, I was just letting people know, man, the respect level I have is tremendous on all sides, right? For everybody. Now, Rico Too Smooth, they're throwing out there that he's pulling up to No Jumper, to the podcast. He's going to do an interview. To each their own, man. I guess, you know, it always takes one person to open the doors before everyone starts flooding in. Now, I say this. Now that it's put out there, if they have not done this interview, man, he needs to stay on his toes. Because it's a situation where there's people feeling some certain type of way, especially because Rico has disrespected. People have disrespected him. So I'm sure he's going to be on point. But usually when Adam throws something out there or it's leaked to the people, it's already happened. Okay? He doesn't put the content out immediately, but it's already happened. And this is the way to be a fisher of men. To basically throw little snippets out there. Hey, this is what's popping. This guy's showing up soon. He done already did the interview, man. You know, there's a safety and security issue. And let's just keep it real. If a norteño is known to pull up down south and people are feeling some type of way, especially someone who is controversial, who has disrespected the Smoove in the past, or they feel has, there's going to be an issue. Vatos could sit down and wait, right? Especially when Vatos have already said, if any of these Vatos pull up, man, there's going to be an issue. Now, it's crazy to me, and I know the inside controls the outside, but in this case, the inside is not controlling the outside. Okay? You have this certain gag or group of rappers on both sides, north and south, that continue to disrespect each other and hate. And I think, from what I'm hearing from a couple homeboys, this is all part of a master plan. This is all part of, hey, homie, we're going to do this. You guys do this. Let's get that bag. I could be wrong, right? But I think, and I think that they think that this right here is a way to get a bigger bag and to create a controversy so people get sucked in like a soca into it, when at the end of the day, these vatos ain't really tripping like you think they were. You see no bodies have dropped. You see there's been no violence. It's just banging on wax at this point, right? Someone like Rico Too Smooth, though, man, could be considered a target just based upon, you know, he stands out. Okay, he stands out. He's half black. He's a different type, brings a different type of energy. He keeps it old school. Cortez's, Ben Davis's, you know what I mean? Sick hats. He's just he's a hybrid of what a norteño has basically morphed into nowadays, right? I never had homeboys with dreads, twisted, you know, most of my old school black homeboys or half black homeboys, you know what I'm saying? They had the hair combed back, palm combed up. Yeah, they had their little thing going, but, this guy's a hybrid and a little bit different, so he stands out amongst the rest, and he's very talented in his rap. I got nothing but respect for Rico Too Smooth and what he's pushing for the homies, right? Doing his thing. Pulling up to Adam, again, it's a situation, like I said, to every other person that pulls up there, watch yourself, right? Not only do I think that he's going to ask some wild questions and try to put you in a situation that's rather unbecoming to what you got going on, but also the fact that this guy, you know, has some, when are people going to ask him about what he has going on? About these scandalous, weird, alleged fucking actions he was involved in. You know, people are quick to hate on someone. Oh, you're a dropout, homie. You're no good. I can't fuck with you because the politics this and the politics that. Yet, there's a vato that's been accused of being a fucking weirdo. And where are them same politics at, bro? Because I know back in my days, those were the ones first and foremost that were going to get jammed up, hit, ran off the yard. Dropouts we could deal with later, but a fucking weirdo that touches children or anyone underage, those were going to be the first ones we were skeptical about. But again, I say, man, to each their own. Now, why is Rico Too Smooth pulling up to No Jumper? Because maybe he feels, man, that's what it's all about. Maybe he feels that he's getting a good push. I mean, I'm not going to say it blew Lazy Boy up or Bands. I haven't heard about Bands really since that interview. He's kind of just, I guess, doing his own thing, making his music, rocking that mic, right? With Lazy Boy, I heard a diss song back and forth with Lefty Gunplay. So I guess it got him some recognition slightly. What it does, ultimately, the only winner here, besides what the rapper believes, is Adam. He wins. He gets the views. He gets the pocket change. He gets the notoriety for having done it. And there's a lot of people commending him. Oh, man, at least he's opening the doors for the Norteños. There's a lot of other podcasters that will open the doors for the Norteños. When you guys start jumping on Joe Rogan and shit like that, that's when I'm going to say, damn, the North done did that, bro. To me, No Jumper is a watered-down podcast that has changed its views and its ways along the way. And it now has become more of a drama podcast where they can't even keep their employees happy. Where there's always drama within that building, but there's never drama within that building. Right? They always sort of, someone got shot, someone got jammed up, people are knocking at the door. And the same people that got issues and drama are always eventually fall into Adam's lap and then are jocking him, like Milk. Someone who notoriously had something against Adam and it was on site. He even pulled up, and I think that's where Milk got his little stardom right there for his channel. That's why it blew up, because people that don't like Adam, and there's a lot of people that don't or feel some type of way, felt that Milk was in the minority there, but he was willing to go fucking handle his business. And the next thing you know, the guy pops up sitting down next to Adam, basically giving him a reach around. It's a trip, right? Yet Milk will get on my podcast and then say, oh, I didn't know you were non-active. Milk, you better stop it. And go, hey, I'm going to tell you who else is non-active. Your motherfucking barber. That fade you got, that was a non-active ass fade, bro. That was a dropout fade. You need to drop back in and tell him to drop that line back out, because it was all bad. But anyways, what I'm saying with Adam, true stories here. I just hope that Rico Too Smooth pulling up, there's no drama or tension. Again, like I said, I know it's pre-recorded. It's not put out there. And I haven't seen anything but a couple people talking about it. Do I think it's a good look for the Norteños? I think, man, they're doing their social media thing. There's other podcasts. They even running their, I know Big Tone has his own podcast. There's a couple of authors from Sakura running their own. And I see that times have changed. Social media has taken over. Everyone is doing everything. I don't think the politics are really affecting anyone. They're not letting the inside control what's going on in the streets as much as you would think. It's still always going to be ran from the inside. It's always still going to be the final word, you heard? But there's a lot of people that are now willing or taking the initiative to go on these podcasts and say what they say. You know, when I first came out on YouTube, man, a lot of people were feeling some type of way about me, especially young Northerners. And I think they felt I was disrespectful to them because I didn't understand this new era of shit. And I was trying not to be disrespectful. I had some words with a few of them, man. We went back and forth just because, you know, my old ways of thinking. And at that time, I was still stuck on the fact that, hey, bro, I wasn't going to take shit from nobody. But as I'm getting older and getting more seasoned into this, I understand that, man, I'm not here to disrespect anyone. I came with the initiative and the reasoning behind what I'm doing was to uplift and build up the raza on all sides. And I think, you know, I get hated on for showing a little bit too much love to the Bulldogs or to the South, being a guy that was from up north. But you got to understand, I'm no longer part of that life, man. I'm now part of a different life, a life where I want to see everybody win and everybody prevail, like Rico Too Smooth says, right? So I'm not trying to act up, Rico. But I do think Rico Too Smooth going on here, man, might open up some doors for him. And I just truly hope, man, that the beef he has with the Southerners doesn't cause chaos. It's only a matter of time before that No Jumper spot is blown up. Meaning, and I don't mean literally, I mean, you know, people are going to feel some type of way and try to catch someone lacking. You know, in Southern California, there's no Norteño presence. I will be doing a video on it in the next day or two. There is not a Norteño presence. And the reason there isn't, well, I'm going to give you those reasons and exactly explain to you why there never will be. But Norteños are definitely pulling up to this podcast, man, and it could become dangerous, you know. Then again, man, as long as you know the right people and as long as you're doing it with respect, they're very respectable down south. They respect is key, and a lot of vatos, man, down there, you know what time it is, have been locked up. Not people like Bozo, who I don't know what his fucking issue is with the Norteños. I don't know who told him what, But he has so many upstater characteristics. Now, I understand when I say upstater characteristics, the upstate Southsider movement, the upstate Southsiders, they feel a certain way. It's because they're in guerra constantly. They're going at it. They have every right to feel the way they feel and Norteños to feel the way that they do about them. But when you got a vato who's from the Sur, Southern California, who maybe seen a Norteño or two in prison, and doesn't really fuck with them like that on the streets, just does his own thing, why is there so much hatred instilled in him? Who laced him up? What happened to him? Who pinched your butt, Holmes? I'm just saying. Anyways, man, Rico 2 Smoove's going to pop up on No Jumper. I can't wait to see it. And what Adam asked, all I can say to him, and this is a direct message, if it isn't already recorded, which I'm sure it is for safety and security reasons, right? Just watch that vato, Adam. That vato's crazy, Holmes. That's real talk. This is the gun. Bang, bang.